Hello everyone. It's been a while. I haven't talked anything about travel advice in China because I just moved to US Houston and settled down here. It spent about 1 week moving home and settled down everything. So finally I got time to do some talk and this kind of video about travel advice. So today this episode I'm going to talk is things to do, where to go in Shanghai. So actually I made a list of the things. It doesn't matter about which is the first I'm talking about or which is the last. I'll give you all of the information I've known and then you can choose which one and how many quality time you want to spend here or there. So anyway, the first one I'm going to talk that is Yu Garden. This one is old garden located in Shanghai. Actually, I have to say Shanghai is a vertical city and a lot of things to see and to do is quite in the center, quite been centralized. So you don't really need to worry about spend a lot of traffic time like in other cities such as Beijing or Xi'an to drive somewhere about 1 hour or something like that. No, the traffic I have to say is not very good, especially in the rush hour time, 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning. In the afternoon will be 5 to 7 p.m. Another good thing that is the metro system, the subway system is so convenient in Shanghai. So any of you, if you plan to come there by yourself on a backpack style, definitely don't need to worry about that. Just jump into the subway. And the tickets fee is quite cheap. Usually, according to how many stops you take, the price could be ranging from 2 yuan to 6 yuan, something like that. So more or less than a US dollar, something like that. So anyway, the first one I'm going to talk that is Yu Garden. This one is one of the most ancient things in the city. Compared with Beijing, Xi'an, those old ancient capital cities in China, I have to say Shanghai, we call it like a future city. It shows off more like high rises, those modern things, modern side of China, especially after 1980s. So there are truly not so many ancient buildings located there. Besides, Shanghai never been built up as a capital city. So for any single dynasty in thousands of years history. So that's the reason why there is no palace building or very old temple buildings. So Yu Garden is one of the oldest things you can see in this city. It was built in 1577 and owned by a government, a retired governor in Shanghai, and his family name is Pan, P-A-N. So he relocated his whole family into this new home. Why we call it Yu Garden? Because the garden part, it is truly the highlight of the entire home area. Living quarters is quite small, but you also can spend some time there. You can walk through the thing, but the highlight definitely is the garden. So usually I recommend and suggest people to go there, visit it the first thing to do in the early morning, because it's still like a home styled garden, so quite small. So you can imagine as time passes by in the midday, afternoon time could more crowded than in the early morning time. So you better do it first thing in the early morning. And there's truly entrance fee that is around 30 yuan, 25. Sorry, it's about 30 yuan, which is about $5 US per person. So usually we will spend about 1.5 hours to 2 hours over here. Another thing you will see possibly after you visit the garden, that is outside the garden there's a bazaar. So usually I will give my passengers some free time walking around in the bazaar to looking for some souvenir thing, knick-knack, those stuff. So usually I'll give about 1 hour for free time in the bazaar for shopping stuff. That truly means the whole entire Yu Garden plus the bazaar visiting, possibly you need to cost about a half of a day there. So next thing I'm going to talk is actually a show which is so well known not only to Chinese people but also to people in the world, that is an acrobatic show. People should know that, you should know that acrobatic is so famous. The teams, the troops from China. So in China, actually the best theaters all located in Shanghai. And there are so many of them. Usually my favorite are 2 theaters. One of it named as Huxi Theater, Huxi. You can Google it on the website. You also can get your acrobatic ticket when you arrive in Shanghai. You can book it through like a hotel to stay in or the travel agency. It's very convenient. The other one is Shangcheng, spelling as Shangcheng, acrobatic theater. So two are located in different parts of the town, and usually in the busy time, especially like summertime, they usually could hold 2 shows per day. So you do need to check about which time, which show you want to watch, and also by this way to arrange your own tour time. So normally in the evening, the last show will be start 7:30 to 9 o'clock. So each show will last 1.5 hours. So how about the price? The price ticket is mainly depends on where you want to sit. So the price could be from 16 US dollar, 100 yuan to about 240 yuan. So that means about 60 US dollar to 40 US dollar. So once again, you can book it from the hotel or through the travel agency. You don't truly need to book it before even you leave from your own country. Well, next one I'm going to talk is actually a museum named as the Shanghai Jewish Refugee Museum, and also the Jewish people, you should know that that is the Shanghai Synagogue. Well, this one actually, I have to say, is sort of a very meaningful tour, especially to Jewish people. I have to say, during my 10 years working as a tour guide, every single group there will be the Jewish passengers come to me and ask me information about this Jewish museum. Usually this one will not be included in your tour package if you purchase a tour package from the travel agency. So that means you truly need extra time or extra day to stay in Shanghai, and then you can get a chance and time to go there. It's also located in the town that is in the Huxi area. So before you come there, you truly need to plan a visit. Because they have volunteer English-speaking guide. So only you plan a visit a few days before, and then they can help you to arrange it, what time is supposed to be there. And then usually the English-speaking volunteer guide will show you around, and usually they also will sharing with you some of their personal family story. So I have to say this is a very good moment to remind something about World War II history to you. And also some people told me this is like a heart-touching moment. I'm going to leave their website down below, so by this way you can check and contact with them if any of you need of those information. Then you can go there. Usually we will spend about 1 hour to 1.5 hours in this museum, the synagogue. Well, next one I'm going to talk that is Old French Concession. When you are reading any of the tour guide book, even from the Lonely Planet, talking about Shanghai, people will say, go there, Old French Concession. Well, this is related with the history of Shanghai, especially after Opium War time, the foreign countries came into the town and grabbed different location of the city and built up their concession there. That is the concession from, also the French concession from. Well, I have to say today this is a place more for the young people to go there, hang out, spending time together or dating. So if you consider it as a historic place to visit, I'm sorry, you will be disappointed. I have to say it is a more relaxing place or more like commercialized place. You can see the buildings, still the old buildings, French style, and also with beautiful sycamore trees on both sides as plantation. But you can see the food street actually right now being used as the different cafes, bars, or westernized restaurants. So if you want to go there, still I highly recommend you do not really make it like a stop, particularly in daytime, but you can spend some time in the evening to grab a drink over there. That will be worth it well of doing. Well, next one I'm going to talk about Maglev train. I checked on TripAdvisor. I found so many people want to try and say something about Maglev train. Well, it is truly a very exciting thing to experience because it's so fast. It is the fastest train in the world for sure. It can run about 430 kilometers per hour, equals to about 268 miles per hour. So like 7 minutes to cover the whole trip from the Pudong area all the way to the Shanghai Pudong International Airport. So do you need to purposely make this train experience? Well, if you want to experience something about high-tech technology, high-speed train, definitely it is worth it well. But I have to say, this is as a tour guide, as a Chinese people, I have to say, it is more or less like prestige from the government to the foreigners over than practically used by the locals. You may also find most of the time is quite empty, and most of the people who are usually take it to the international airport, they are definitely business people with not so many bags to carry. So number one, the train tickets is about 50 yuan, so about $80 US. When you take the train from the airport to the Shanghai area, that is the name of the station is Longyang Station, Longyang, Longyang Road Station. That is located actually in the center of the Pudong area. So you know Shanghai is a city divided by a river, Huangpu River, and to the east that is the very fancy financial center for today's Shanghai. To the west of the river, that is Old Town, what I call. So most of the people, they are still located and reside in the west area. So mainly depends on your hotel location. If your hotel located in the Pudong area, for instance, like Shangri-La Pudong Hotel, it's no problem for you. After you get off from the station, just take a taxi, not expensive, and then go to your hotel. But if your hotel is located in the Huxi area, that means you need to get off and change another subway line, grab your big suitcases, or take taxi across the river. So I don't think if location is at Huxi, the west area, I don't think it's truly worthwhile of doing that. Well, another thing you need to do, that is the Shanghai Museum. There are so many museums in this country, but in my eyes, Shanghai Museum, it is the best one comparing to other museums in other cities. Well, number one, it truly houses big varieties and numbers of the exhibitions, covering a big range and not only time but also varieties. For instance, like jade, like calligraphy, ceramic, old wood furniture, well, like ethnic costume, or sometime every now and then they also have some temporary exhibition. Well, the time of the exhibition could be covering thousands of years. That definitely is something worthwhile of spending a lot of time there. So, average speaking, I suggest you to spend 2 hours to 3 hours in this museum. There's no entrance fee to visit this museum. It's free, but before you come into the museum, you do need to go through a security line. I don't suggest you carry so many things, especially carry bottles of water into the museum, because at the entrance they do security check. If you got bottles of water, they ask you to open it and take a few sips, something like that. But anyhow, inside the museum, the facilities such as the place you can bed, drink, elevator, escalator, bathroom is all very convenient to you. And also they have some audio machine, English speaking audio machine. They also have a few language choices for you. You can get it from the reception. Then by this way you can enjoy the museum, appreciate the exhibit better. Well, another thing I have to mention that is inside of the museum, every single floor, the exhibition room is sort of dark. So maybe you need to watch out about that. Besides it, there's a beautiful gift store together with a bookstore. Well, even myself, I'm very impressed at this bookstore, because the bookstore, they give you a big selection of English version books covering different topics about Chinese culture, language, history, even some kids book, some Chinese, kids story, but in English version. I always believe it's excellent gift to your kids or young kids or grandkids back at home. So that is thing, don't miss it. This is something about Shanghai Museum. Well, next thing I want to talk that is actually I call it a landmark of Shanghai, the Bund. Chinese name we call it the Waitan, W-A-I-T-A-N. You know, the riverside. Well, it's a huge comparison to you. I mean, visual comparison. Standing at Waitan, I mean the Bund, because on one side you can see the old buildings from concession time, you know, from at the middle of 19th century. The other side, that is the new Shanghai, the financial center with all of the high rises. A lot of you guys definitely watch those buildings through different Hollywood movies, such as Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible 2nd, he jumped from one building to the other. And in a lot of movies, you call this city Future City because of those gorgeous high rises erected in Shanghai at Waitan at this Bund side. So actually, usually if you join a tour group, you definitely will go there to visit in the daytime because you have so many things to see, to do, right? Well, if you do it by yourself or you have chance to walk around in the evening time, that's definitely highly recommended from me to you because of the neon lights of the buildings we all turn on. They will turn off the lights at the 10 p.m. something like that. So I suggest you to leave before 10 p.m. something like that because it will be hard for you to get on the subway or hard for you to take a taxi back to your hotel. Well, along the old side and also new side, they both have a lot of restaurants and cafes. You can sit down there, drink, enjoy the view, relax, no problem. You take a walk along the Bund side. I don't really suggest you to walk from the very beginning to the end. It's not that much worthwhile. I suggest you to walk like 5 or 10 minutes, take a picture will be perfect enough. Another way to appreciate view in the evening time of Shanghai City, of this riverside, actually right now they have like a boat ride along this river. So the price per person is around $25 US, something like that. The boat ride lasts about 1 hour to 1.5 hours. How to book it? Very easy. Go to your hotel concierge, they can help you to book it, and then they can call the boat to make a reservation. Then you can take a taxi to the place to get on boat. So on the boat, usually they have like 2 levels, 2 floors. You can sit down like the lazy chair to enjoy the view in the evening time. It's also a very interesting experience besides you know, walking along the riverside. You can take a boat ride actually. There's so many good bars and restaurants along both sides of the river. Well, once again, if you if you live on east side, just pick up the cafes from the east side and to enjoy the evening time. If you live in west side, I recommend you to do it on west side because after that, you don't want in the midnight, you want to come back to the hotel, it's hard for you to take a taxi to cross the river, right? A lot of them are westernized cafes or restaurants. Actually, the price is not really cheap, but sort of expensive. So make a reservation to any of them will be good enough for you to enjoy everything. Well, next one I'm going to talk is one of the buildings in Pudong area, one of the high rises actually. That is the Shanghai World Financial Center. This one, why I say this is something if you want to see, you can try it because the 94th, 97th, and 100th floor is the place you can appreciate the view of the whole Shanghai city, like pay a bird's eye view, look down everything. And that is also right now the highest observatory in the world, you know, I mean the 100th floor, with a transparent glass, you know, glass walkway, something like that. So there is also a fee. How much is 150 yuan per person? They do have a discount for senior people above 60 years old, or for students below 23 years old is about 100 yuan, which is about $16 US per person. They open from 8 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m., but they stop the ticketing from 10 o'clock, so go there before 10 o'clock. If you go there in the evening time, I believe after visiting the things, you may wait for a while for the taxi because you know, could be quite busy in the evening time for people to appreciate neon lights. You better pick up a clear day with a clear weather, and that is very important for you to make a visit on the top. You don't want to stand up and you can't see anything, right? So this is my recommendation for the things to do and where to go in Shanghai. I will leave some of the website or contact information from the list I made down below. I'm going to make more videos talking more things about the Asia travel advice information. If you have any comment or question, you're welcome to leave down there. You also are welcome to come to visit my blog. So I'm going to leave more information down below. Thank you for watching.